Y'all see me looking down at this paper, like, mind your business, all right? Like, I can't remember everything that I wanted to talk about, so I do jot it down. Anyway, this video is about who is the best champion of the House of Batiatus. Yeah, we're back on our Spartacus kick. If you like this video, go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel. We don't just talk about Spartacus videos, though. We talk about different TV shows, video games, anime, comics, and we do reactions and stuff. So you never know what you might get. So just letting you know, there's a variety of things going on this channel. But we will get the Spartacus videos, and we're gonna keep them coming too. As long as y'all like them, we're gonna keep them coming. And I can see that y'all like them. So let's get into it. So we see in the show 3 different champions: Gannicus, Crixus, and Spartacus. Spartacus being the main character, there's no place for Plowder around here. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he had to be a cold gladiator because he was the main character. I mean, that goes without saying. So Plowder has no place here. I'm not judging this man as the best gladiator or anything like that. You're not you're not gonna get that from me, because I don't feel like he was the best gladiator. He most definitely wasn't. A reluctant gladiator is not the best gladiator. So let's talk about the men, right? Let's start with Gannicus. Gannicus was a true legend of the arena. When he was announced in the game, his presence is felt throughout Capua. Literally all the hoes loved Gannicus, and the men wanted to be him. Gannicus had many haters though, but all of this helped contribute to his hype. Gannicus was a very good gladiator, and he was properly skilled and very humble in his skills. Yeah, he was a bit cocky when it came down to it, but that was just when he was boasting to other men. He never really used that cockiness with the hoes. It just came naturally. The hoes just wanted him because he was the champion. Like they already see what he about out there. He ain't had to brag too much about that. But when it came to other men, I felt like Gannicus liked to piss them off just a little bit. He was very cocky as a champion. I take it back. He wasn't humble at all. He was very cocky, and he was kind of arrogant. At the same time, he had a nobility to him. He was a real ladies' man. He was a loyal friend to Animaeus up until he wasn't loyal and he fell in love with Animaeus' wife. But that was due to them having to be forced to sleep with each other at one of them Diddy parties that they be having in Rome. That's it's unfortunate that happened, because before then they were just a trio of friends, and that kind of like thrusted them into some feelings that they didn't even really think that they had for each other. And it's crazy because when it kept going on, like after they slept together a second time, this time voluntarily, I was like, nothing sacred, not even marriage. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about him as a champion. He bought the booze and paid for the hoes to come through for everybody. Gannicus was literally like the definition of a party man. And he loved the honor and glory. And he continued to do so after he bought his freedom. Well, earned his freedom. After Gannicus was set free, he still fought in the arena for the honor and glory. And the money. The money was nice. So while getting the money, getting to his bag, Animaeus was set for execution, along with some other slaves of the House of Batiatus, because at this point, Spartacus and all of them had rebelled. But that rebellion had led them straight to the arena, and Spartacus then was there to save Animaeus, who was not happy about what happened between Gannicus and his wife.
Is it true? Did you lay with her the night she left this world?
So while they scrapping, Spartacus and them start the distraction. And after they start the distraction, shit popped off. They ended up burning down the arena. Gannicus decided to go with them. And after he went with them, Spartacus did his very best to recruit Gannicus to the cause. And he eventually succeeded after having like a little sparring match with Gannicus. He succeeded. And Gannicus really just wanted to stick by Animaeus' side and make it right with him, because he felt bad about how things ended with Animaeus' wife, who, by the way, is no longer with us. She's no longer among the mortal coil. Crixus, the undefeated Gaul. From the very beginning, Crixus was very determined in order to get that title. He waited for his chance. He waited and waited for his chance to get the title, because he saw how good the gladiators that like were meaningful to Batiatus was treated, and he wanted that. He accepted his role as a slave and as a captive in Rome, and all of that was okay with him for as long as he could have the honor and glory of being in the arena. He wanted it so bad. Like, his determination was very apparent. He was kind of shit tier when he first became like when he first started training. And Gannicus and all them walking around all high and mighty, that shit just made him go harder. And so as Gannicus was starting to fade and fail as the champion, Crixus kind of like was picking up the pieces on that. He had his sight set on it, and he wanted it, so he went for it. And after he went for it, he kind of ended up succeeding. There was a practice match between him and Gannicus in which he kicked Gannicus' ass, but Gannicus was also distracted. He was very distracted by Anameus' wife. Yeah, it's crazy how that story ties in with this one. But yeah, Crixus as the champion was kind of cocky, but that arrogance and cockiness that he gave towards Spartacus and all them was really just his way of determining whether they were worthy or not of the mark. And he wasn't really a bad guy. Crixus was a very noble warrior, and he was an honorable fighter. And he didn't want Spartacus and them to come in there feeling like they had a big head because they were warriors prior to being gladiators. Being a gladiator is completely different than fighting on the battlefield. And he wanted Spartacus and them to know that. He didn't just outright hate Spartacus, all the way up until Spartacus stole his title. Yeah, I hated Crixus to begin with. I really did. I hated Crixus, but the prequel season kind of shed a new light for me on Crixus. The prequel season kind of shed a new light for me on Crixus, and then I was okay. I was like, there's more to this character that meets the eye, and he's kind of actually really nice. He kind of really fought tooth and nail. He earned the cushy and comfy position that came with being Batiatus' best warrior. He did that. Here we are. The main character, Spartacus. Don't get me wrong. I really liked Spartacus. However, he didn't actually want the title of being champion. He only got it because he was the one who failed Theocles. Now, Theocles was this big dude, a monster of a man who was called the Shadow of Death. And wherever he went, whatever arena he stepped foot in, there was an aura of death around him. He was literally called the Shadow of Death because so much death and destruction came with fighting Theocles. Literally, the only man to ever survive fighting him was Anameus himself. And he didn't get out unscathed. And after Spartacus beat him with the help of Crixus, we're not going to throw Crixus under the bus. Crixus and Spartacus fought him as a team. And Crixus was down for the count. He got hurt. And Spartacus went ahead and took Theocles' head off, which no one thought was possible. Because even after they ran him through with a weapon, and he still fought. Like, he was still fighting. Like, it didn't even affect him. They thought this man was unkillable. So Spartacus cleaved his head off his shoulders. And then it started raining. So everybody was like, he's chosen by the gods. He brought the rain. And as a champion, after this, that made Crixus spiral into a depression for sure. Because he couldn't fight. Anameus was on his side about it too. Because Spartacus had did some shicey shit. But Spartacus got privilege and swag and all that good stuff. And he didn't let it go to his head. But he did use this influence to finally get his wife back. This encounter was very brief because Batiatus had different plans. However, the reunion did happen, and everybody, including Crixus, kind of felt bad for the man for a little bit. Then it was back to business. So Spartacus knew he had the title now. He had a purpose outside of his wife, and he kind of upheld that for just a little bit. Then he remembered something. He was still a slave, and he didn't like that. So he ended up starting a rebellion, and, well, you know how the rest of it goes. If I had to choose one of them to be the best, if I had to choose one of them as the best champion of the House of Batiatus, it most definitely wouldn't be Spartacus. Because he didn't want the title. And anybody that doesn't want the title is not going to properly play the role of, happy to have the title. And Gannicus, I'm not even going to say he really wanted the title. He just got it because he was the best at doing what he did. He was the best at doing what he did. And when he got the title, he enjoyed all the perks of having the title. Crixus was definitely the best champion of House Batiatus. He wanted to represent the house itself, bring honor and glory upon his master. He wanted it. Like, he wanted all the things that came with being the champion. He wanted the glory, the fame. He loved the way the crowd cheered for him. He loved the way the women threw themselves at him. He loved all of it. And he never really let all of it go to his head. He was just a very prideful warrior. And I feel like that embodies what it means to be a champion. And so, yeah, there you have it. Crixus was the best champion, at least in my opinion, Best champion of the house of body artists. Yes, there were others, but we're talking about those three. If you have a different opinion, let me know down in the comment section. And while you're down there, go ahead and hit the subscribe button on your way to the comments. I'd love for y'all to be a part of everything I got going on here. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next video.
I said I wake up in the morning and turn my trap on, and